Welcome back, warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Today, I wanted to do like some video compilations of why various people have decided to make the decision to leave the left. So they've left the left. No longer clefty lefties. But before we get started, always like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Always watch the video to the very end. It's sure to be a fun one today.
I don't know about you, but when I started making the conversion from being a hard liberal Democrat over to being conservative, I don't know about you, but it made me feel like I was coming up for air finally. Being a liberal or having that liberal mindset, I know not all liberals have it, but being a hard left liberal, and a lot of times what I see on my like For You page, or when I, people comment on especially the Barbie videos, it seems like there's such a weight and oppression that I already took off of me. Like I was so stuck into the feeling like, oh my God, I'm so oppressed. There's changes in every corner. Oh my God, like I am never gonna make it. Oh my gosh, if I apply for this job, I am never gonna get anywhere further than being like a lower paid job. Oh my God, I'm never gonna be able to do this. Never, never, never. This is against me. This is against me. This is against me. Drowning, drowning, drowning. And when I finally started to look into things myself, is when I finally felt like I came up and like was just gasping for like, oh my God, what? We jumped from equal rights and equal opportunity and equality for women to not being able to define what a woman is anymore.
So I grew up in poverty with a parent who, aside from being extremely manipulative, lacked any type of personal responsibility, relied on everyone around her to try to make our lives better, had a constant victim mentality of, oh, look at all these bad things that have happened to me. I can't possibly make anything better. And I didn't make any of those realizations until much later in my life. So when I got political, I guess like in my early 20s, I was more geared towards liberal policies because of what I had gone through. Now, coincidentally, my political shift also occurred right after I made all those realizations about her. Now, the reason that conservative values resonate with me is that element of personal responsibility, taking care of yourself and your family in the very best ways that you can, just putting in the effort. I think that's really, really important. The life that I'm living right now was once my dream life, just to have stability and a healthy family. And it took a lot of effort to get here, but I'm here.
You know, the great Candace Owens once said that black lives only matter when white cops are taking them, because the black community doesn't care about that old black on black crime. You know what I'm saying? And the black community also is the only community in the country that will literally go to war for criminals. You know what I'm saying, black community? Stop doing that. Make America great again and stop defending criminals.
I understand, you may think I'm wrong. However, one of the biggest questions I had was, why is Obama in the same party as the people that started the KKK, the same people that voted against the Civil Rights Act, the same people that are on the news talking about how black people aren't able to accomplish anything and need to be on welfare and need to be promoted with affirmative action and things.
Me on the ghetto trash plantation. They hate education. Democrats hate a black American who knows that it's the Republicans who champion civil rights. It was the Republicans who fought to end Jim Crow. It was the Republicans who fought to end slavery.
Trump.
I'm not stupid.
I could tell the minute I saw you, your eyes lit up when you saw the Trump flags. As I told her, you know why you stand with Trump? Because beautiful people stand with Trump.
Yeah.
What were you going to say? So what was your answer? Why do you stand with Trump?
I stand with Trump because he's basically representing us, and everything that they're doing to him is what they can do to us.
Yeah.
And the system is broken, and he's fighting for us, So I like his policies. I like how he says it like it is. We sick of it.
And what would you say to a black person that says that you're not black because you're voting for Trump?
Well, then I guess I identify as a white man. I don't know. I don't care what anybody has to say.
You know that I post conservative TikToks, but I want to share the story of how I actually became one. So growing up, I grew up in a Christian home surrounded by Christian values. And with those values being important to me, it taught me a lot about how to be an open conservative. And it all started after Trump's State of the Union speech. So you all remember that not smart moment when Nancy ripped up Trump's speech? Well, I decided to go public on my Instagram story and say that basically Nancy was immature. Personally, I had a lot of people agreeing with me, except one person. So, of course, this person's liberal, and I thought they were going to talk bad about Trump. But the very last words this person sent to me is basically the reason why I became an open conservative. The sentence first started with, Trump is a no-go, but listen to this. But they continued on to say, especially for women, and especially for women of color like yourself. I'm sorry, what did you just say? I'm sure this person meant well, but it made me start to think, is that how people on the left see me and other people of color? Because listen to this real quick. You're telling me who to vote for because of my race and my gender? Because that sounds a little bit like all the things that a party that claims to be tolerant would say to me? Yeah, okay. So after that, I started doing my research and reaching out to people with political backgrounds. And though I found out a lot, I also found that my Christian values actually line up with my conservative values. And because I believe that God reveals things in the perfect time, He knew that I was going to be here on TikTok posting this kind of stuff. Now, I am a work in progress when it comes to my faith and my politics. I mean, trust me, I hated politics. But I found an amazing community when I became an open conservative on TikTok. And even though I lost a lot of close friends and I know I'm going to lose more, I've been able to find people who love me for the content of my character and not just my skin color.
So yeah, there are people out there who are conservative. Of course, they used to be liberal. And when you are a liberal, like one of the women said, you feel like you are drowning. You are drowning in oppression. You are drowning in woe is me and everybody is out to get me. And it is a heavy weight to bear. I would never want that. Amala Ekonobi, which I did a video on, she said that she was angry when she was a liberal. And as a conservative, she's happier and free. You can just tell the lightness of her. I notice people on the left have a tendency to always be very emotional without facts. Always emotional, always mad, always breaking, going past their rights. They want to have a protest on college campuses, all those anti-Israel protests, but yet they're trespassing and they're mocking people that are trying to go to class, making it hard for people to learn. They always go too far. And they'll say things like, how dare you think differently? How dare you? You're a Black woman. They use the fact that you are your identity to put you in a hole or pigeonhole you into thinking a certain way. Intolerant, clefty lefties. That's what you all are. You always say things like Jim Crow Joe. He said, if you have a problem figuring out whether or not you want to vote for me or Trump, then you ain't Black. So I got to think the way you say I should think. Oh, I see. That is ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. We are allowed to have differences of opinion. But on the left, in the Dem party, yes, the Demon Rat Party, they want you to walk in lockstep and be a clone, a robot. Yes. But on the right, at least you have everything from Nikki Haley to Donald Trump, even though I don't think she's really a true Republican, but I digress. But there's room for more diversity of thought. There's room more for that on the Republican or conservative side of things. When you are on the left, it's like you got to think the way we want you to think. All this so-called DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, only applies to your skin color or your gender or orientation. It has nothing to do with how you think. If you think conservatively, well, we're not diverse in that way. We're just not. You all tell me what you think about all the people leaving the left, former liberals, now conservatives. I love it. I think it's amazing. And you feel free. We are the United States of America. And don't let little differences of opinion about certain things cause us to end our relationship. We don't want to end our relationship, not because of that. Not unless you are really not right in the head and dangerous. But other than that, we can still sit down and talk and just talk with facts, not emotion. Thank you all so much for watching my video thus far. You all have a great weekend. And as I always say, march on, warriors.